a show where we gather round. Yeah, come on, let's go. We demystify AI through conversations so real with people from all fields.
Hello, Elena. Thank you very much for being here with me today to have this amazing conversation about AI. How are you feeling?
I'm great. Thanks for inviting me, Claudia.
Do you have a blog dedicated to AI, right?
Yeah, actually, I have a blog which is about AI and Python coding and everything about living with AI.
Why do you love AI so much? And what was the reason to create this blog?
Yes, actually, I'm very enthusiastic about computer science. Since early age, I do coding since 12. And my PhD was about adaptive applications and intersection of social networking, machine learning, and communication styles for different cultures. And artificial intelligence, it's a big discipline which encompasses not only machine learning, but much more. It is deep learning, and all these fantastic applications are done with artificial intelligence. And I was interested in artificial intelligence already many years ago, and I started to investigate the algorithms and how this is all created. And now I'm very excited that it's the evolution of humankind goes into this direction to improve AI and build on it.
From your point of view, what is AI in a simple way?
Well, in my opinion, artificial intelligence it is a set of tools which can enable us to have a productive life full of creativity and potentially improving many areas of our life. AI, as we know it, it is targeted at specific tasks, such as natural language processing when we create chatbots, or exploring creativity when we draw paintings with AI. But there are also other applications, such as in medicine, for analyzing X-rays, for analyzing the MRI scans, and a totally vast amount of applications of AI, which is really fantastic.
You talk about these applications in your blog. What is your main purpose with this kind of information? Do you want to explain this to people to understand what is AI? What is your main concern?
Actually, when I started my blog in 2021, my first idea was to have a kind of notebook to log what I'm doing, what I'm learning. So it's basically that I don't forget things I'm learning and sharing with like-minded people. And now I realize that there is a depth of human understanding about what we actually do with AI, because first of all, so many tools in AI,
Mhm.
and what we do with all this abundance, and how we live in this new world of AI evolution, when AI tools they evolve so quickly. Thanks to computational powers, now we have more powerful computers than 10 or 20 years ago. And it's going still to evolve. And in my opinion, it's kind of comparable to what was in the manufacture evolution. When people move to manufacture goods, and there's a lot of friction about adopting the new technology in production. And now we have something similar when people need to adapt to this new technology. And it's kind of, for me, to support myself and other people maybe who read my blog to understand what is going on.
Yes, it is a great idea. It's like this podcast. We are trying to understand what is AI and to have discussion, a broader discussion with other people, because there are a lot of applications, news, and a lot of people are really scared, and a lot of people does not understand what is AI, the risks, concerns, the advantages. So your blog is really great. I invite all people to visit blog, and I learned so much from you, you know.
Thank you very much. It was so exciting to listen to your podcasts. There is a podcast in English, and the last podcast was really amazing about how we can actually provide AI with correct prompts to get a good result. And as I said before, that now we have like a new shift in the job market might lead us to, to adapt to this technology and to the new professions appear, such as prompt engineers, for example.
Yeah.
And it's really fantastic. I also share some prompts, and I think it's great to speak in a simple language, how your podcast is created, to speak simply about complex things.
Let's talk about let's talk a little bit more about apps. There are several apps able to imitate some human features and abilities, such as our voice, our ability to create music, paintings, etc. Can you explain in the easiest way the process behind these apps? I know it is difficult, but let's give it a try. Which data is used? Where can we find this data? How this data is processed? Uh, and which AI techniques can be used to obtain these outcomes?
Yeah, sure. It's a very interesting question, and thanks for asking, because for me, I was building machine learning models for a while during my PhD, and how these models built. So these recent applications that enabled by AI, they're really smart. They're learning like us, so they can analyze data and learn patterns and adapt their responses to help in decision making or do some creative work or generate text. In this case, they also communicate like us. So the advanced AI can understand human language, and this is really remarkable. And how this is all done? This is done with a deep learning, and in the later case, when we think about chatbots, also natural language processing and understanding. And in this process, there are two main components. The first is neural networks, and the second is big data. The neural networks are a representation of how the human think. It's like a human brain where the neurons interconnected. And when we feed this artificial neural network or artificial brain with the big data, this network starts to learn the patterns, and eventually, after they're trained and fine-tuned, and of course we need also to test these models, they can produce generate some text, voice, music, videos, and anything we can imagine with just simple text prompt, which is really amazing. And a good question, where do we get this big data? And this is a very important question, because from the quality of the data depends the quality of our models, how
Yeah,
they would
the
be.
quality is very important.
Exactly. And when we think about where we get data, first, of course, the preferred way to create own data when the businesses need to have some advanced AI model, they need to collect their own data that is not protected by some copyright or some licensing issues. They have their own data in-house which is reliable and well protected from tampering. But another possibility is to explore what is available in public domain. In the public domain, we have a lot of classical music, historical speeches, and freely shared paintings, a lot of data in the public domain. And I think it's a great source. And if you think about text data, there's also a project Gutenberg. I don't know if you hear it. We can also take the data, the text data from there. And what else? What else we can use? We can use crowdsourcing. When the volunteers contribute the recording, the music, the photos, sketches, anything, basically. And this is great. This way we are not running into kind of copyright or licensing issues, because we want to have a good quality data and relevant. We need to also to clean this data, properly process it as a part of the creating our machine learning models. And and
Yes, no, it's amazing. You talk about something very important about copyright violations, data protection violations. And my question is, from a technical point of view, it is possible to overcome these issues. It is possible to fight plagiarism, identify which data was used, identify the previous authors, determine if it is necessary consents. I don't know if it is possible to do this in a technical way, because we have a lot of data, a lot of models. We have a black box. Everyone is talking about the black box issue. I don't know if
yeah.
it is possible to have some control about this kind of issues.
Well, when we create a technical system, it's difficult to make it really robust and reliable and ensure that copyright rights are preserved. But of course, we have some technical things which we can use aside from licensing and contractual agreements.
Of course.
We have technical things like a watermarking.
I'm talking about the technological solutions, because we have law solutions, of course.
Mhm.
But I think at this point we need to think about technological solutions as well, and to have kind of a mix between them.
Mhm. Yes, when we want somehow to ensure that content is uh, identified as belonging to the content creator, we can use technology like watermarking. When some seeds are included into the generated content, and based on this invisible seeds, we can detect the source of the content,
Okay.
where it comes from. And this technology is already, I think that Midjourney is already started to use this watermarking technology, so we can trace back images which are created by Midjourney application. And I don't know about chatbots, but there is also a method to fix the statistical distribution of chatbot models, that we can actually trace back which model generated which content.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is possible. And of course, this is all beside usual encryption, data minimization, provenance tracking. Provenance tracking, when we develop model, we can actually say that who developed the model, where this model was used, and this is all technical tools. But from application point of view, uh, I would say that there are some applications which we can use to detect plagiarism or AI content. The tools like Originality AI, which is a great tool. I sometimes use it myself. I have also the blog post about it. And the other things, we can also check if similar content is somewhere online. There are databases this database is much content which we examine with the content which is in a database and find some similarities.
Okay.
And yeah, the applications, we can also find if our images are used somewhere else. There are tools like TNI or some business solutions also related to sensitive information.
Okay. So it is possible to build this connection between legal solutions and technological solutions to overcome some issues raised by data protection and copyright, right?
Yeah, I think that
To think about a strategy.
data protection, I'm not really legal person. I think that data protection and copyright is a little bit different because when we think about data protection, we also think about privacy and the security of personal data, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to ensure that when we create models or when we use the models, that is no personal information leaked and arising some personal issues. So we need also to prevent unauthorized access to this data.
Okay.
Yeah, this is another thing. We can anonymize data, encrypt it. We can add some randomness into the data that the personal data would become not so apparent.
Okay.
Yeah, this is important thing because now there are also deep fakes. Basically, we can create synthetic media very
Yes, we
easily.
can. From your point of view, how can we build an environment of trust and safety around AI? What are the crucial steps to be taken around this? To sum up everything we are discussing here.
Yeah, I think that when we create models and these big companies which are creating these amazing products, it's very important that people feel that they can trust these applications, that all the decisions um, that's done with the help of these applications are reliable. And how we can achieve it? First, of course, we need, from the technical point of view, we need to do the testing and validation, also to collect human feedback if possible, and improve the model in a time. And it's also important to inform people, for example, if we come to a certain conclusion of this application, for example, medical diagnostics, which is a high-risk application. And we need to ensure that this diagnosis, the decision of the AI is really explained, why we come to this conclusion with the AI. And the first, it's explainability.
But is it possible? This explainability?
Well, explainability is if we include this kind of like, as you said before, AI is seen as a black box, but if we use a mixture of different techniques, not only deep learning, but other techniques, and when we can somehow to relate to the content and behind the specific task, I think we can reach explainability. And I like this example of a high-risk application. For example, um, application that helps us to separate poisonous mushrooms from eatable mushrooms. It's also high-risk application, right? And how we can ensure explainability. We can say that this mushroom looks like a poisonous mushroom because it has red red head and it has white dots on it. So this is looks like a poisonous mushroom. And provide the user information about mushroom, why it's come to this conclusion, because it finds the similarities to this very bad for the health food. And yes, I think we can do ensure explainability, and we can also include human oversight when we use the applications, we can put a man in the loop of using this application.
Of course.
How
And
correct?
we should teach people how to create prompts, right? The right prompts.
Yes, prompts actually is it's a it's kind of it's simple to do because we can use a very simple language. We just fit a model with our query basically. It's even better than search engines because we have so much of related information coming, and um, chatbots like a Gemini, they also can be giving the result from the search engines too. So I don't know how it's going to be in the future with search engines, but yes, I think that this is possible to allow explainability.
It is this is good news because everyone is talking about black box. We cannot explain. We don't know how this happened, but in fact, we can create some, I don't know, strategy, or we can use techniques to know exactly how things happened.
Yes, the big companies which have advanced AI in-house, these companies, they use a mixture of different technologies. And if we see deep learning is like a black box where we don't know what is happening inside of neural network. It's very difficult because there's so many neurons, we don't know what the common output. But if we, for example, there are new techniques like retrieval augmented generation. When we have basically two databases, one database which kind of general database containing all this information about everything, and another database which has particular topic, and we can use the tools um, like creating vectors and seeing the relevance, how this relevant to some categories. Then this way we are merging different techniques, and we can, with all this mixture of technology, we can achieve the explainability and of course
So
human intervention.
yeah, we can use human in the loop, these
Yes,
logical solutions, and
yeah,
we can try the explainability and
hmm,
can create a safe environment
yes,
and trust.
yes. And another thing, we need also to be transparent. Transparent about algorithms we use, data we use. And this is also helpful to that people can trust these applications. They know that the company uses good quality data.
Yeah.
The data is well licensed. We can rely on it. Transparency, explainability, very thoughtful testing, and human oversight. And of course, some regulations such as the Act, I'm still reading it, it's a very big document, should help us to
It-
ensure the safety.
I'm reading it as well.
Yes, and even so, we can see that there are so many applications. Like if you go to Apple Shop, like you can find so many the mushroom hunters applications. But can I rely to them? I'm not sure. I'm going because I don't know what is data used and
Okay.
I don't know how the algorithm is created.
We need a policy, a set of obligations of information and transparency and explainability to create trust and safety between people.
Yes, exactly. And
Between people and AI. What are
yes,
what are the main challenges for the future in AI?
well, I think now it's everyone speaks about
Yeah.
it because AI develops so quickly.
Do you think it is only a trend or AI is here forever?
In my opinion, maybe it's rather subjective because I'm a very technical person and I think that AI is part of human progress. It's how we evolve, and the most important to, as any technology, anything we can use in our daily life has benefits and risks. So even television is can be dangerous. When we sit all day in front of television and don't exercise, it's also very bad for the health.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But do you think the risks in AI are bigger?
Let's say from the
It
point
affects
of,
a lot of people, you know?
Mhm. Well, but I think that we need to be better organized and prepared what we do with AI. And this very moment, with all these applications like chatbots, image generators, and everything we have, we call it narrow AI. This narrow AI, it's applications that are targeted for specific tasks like natural language processing, like recommendation systems, facial recognition. This is if we compare to the Darwin's evolution, I'm not a Darwin myself, but it's an example. We can think about it like this is a monkey stage, and the next level of AI evolution, which is going to happen, is a general AI, which everyone is very much worried.
Yes.
And it is a human intelligence level, and this is a very quick reasoning at any intellectual task that this AI can understand and learn quickly. And now this new development that this is very important to mention that AI can learn from videos now. So we can feed it many videos, many television series, and the AI learns about human life and starts to be as advanced as a human,
Really?
human history. Uh, There's a second step, is a human level.
Human
Eh,
history.
But everyone is afraid of the level which surpasses human level, is a super intelligence.
It is possible.
Yeah,
Technically
uh,
speaking, is it possible? Yes, in future.
well, to a certain extent, maybe in decades from now, it is my very vague assessment, but I think we can build on this general AI, and maybe with merging all different technologies, yes, we can reach the super intelligence. Yes, I think that it's possible.
Okay. So maybe we should read your blog and
Yeah, of course, you're welcome.
continue with this kind of initiatives. My point is, I think people need to embrace AI, to accept it, to learn, and not to be scared. Don't you agree with me?
Yeah, I think that is not really something about to scared. We need to educate ourselves what is the possible outcomes and how we can what we do about it and how we actually ensure some controls over AI, such as AI Act is really great thing. I think, of course, there are some opposition to this kind of initiative because people are afraid that it would stall the evolution of AI. But yeah, I think that from technical point of view, everything is possible. But when there's a human factor and AI,
We need
and
both.
yes, this all comes together. When the
Yeah.
human in the loop, the all can get really unpredictable.
Yeah. Elena, thank you very much for this conversation. It was really interesting. I learned a lot from you,
Thank,
as always. And we'll see what will be the future in AI and the human in the loop. We'll see. Thank you very much.
thank you very much, Claudia, for this fantastic podcast and great conversation.
show where we gather round. Yeah, come on, let's go. We demystify AI through conversations so real.